Welcome back to Movie Rewind. Today I will tell you about a thriller, horror movie from 2018 titled Truth or Dare. Spoilers ahead, watch out, and take care. Giselle stops at a gas station for a pack of cigarettes. The attendant gets a phone call, then turns to Giselle and asks, "Truth or dare?" Giselle answers that she doesn't want to play anymore. She grabs a can of lighter fluid from the shelf and douses another shopper. She then apologizes, telling the woman she has no choice, and lights her on fire. Olivia is preparing to spend her spring break building homes for Habitat for Humanity. Her best friend and roommate, Marky, convinces her to instead join their other friends in Mexico, as it is their final spring break before graduating. Olivia packs her bags and the rest of their friends come to pick them up. Tyson, an aspiring med student who deals drugs on the side. His borderline alcoholic girlfriend, Penelope. Brad, their gay friend who hides it from his homophobic father. And Marky's boyfriend Lucas, who Olivia has always had a slight crush on. The friends get to Mexico and immediately head out to a local bar. Olivia sees Marky dancing with another guy, and pulls her away as Marky has been unfaithful in the past. Olivia then goes to the bar, where she runs into another classmate, Ronnie. Ronnie belligerently hits on her, but a nearby patron, Carter, steps in and saves her. Carter buys Olivia a drink, and they chat for a while until Olivia's friends show up ready to leave. Carter persuades them to check out a nearby mission instead, and he leads the way. They don't have to go far before arriving at the mission, which has long been abandoned. Olivia finds some old photos and a broken urn, which emits a horrible smell. She then discovers that Ronnie has followed them from the bar. Annoyed, she allows him to stay, and the group sits down to play a game. Carter suggests they play Truth or Dare, which starts off fun at first. Ronnie is dared to give Tyson a lap dance. Lucas has to run around naked. And Penelope makes out with Olivia. It takes a turn for the worse when Marky picks Truth, and Tyson asks if she knows Olivia is in love with her boyfriend. Olivia dares Tyson to stop selling fake prescriptions to freshmen, and Carter chooses Truth. Penelope asks him what his intentions are with Olivia, and he says that he identified her as an easy target. Carter says he needed someone with friends that could be tricked into coming to the mission, and that he's okay with strangers dying, if it means he gets to live. He goes to leave and Olivia chases after him. Carter then tells her the rules of the game. Telling a lie, failing to complete a dare, or refusing to play the game, will all result in death. The group returns home and classes resume. Olivia begins seeing Truth or Dare everywhere she looks. It appears on her desk, the back of her mail, even scratched into her car door. Thinking it is a prank, she confronts Ronnie about it, but the message is only visible to her. Feeling like she is losing it, Olivia goes to the library to talk to Marky. Before she can do so, however, she is surrounded by the other students. Their faces all distort into the same demented grin, and they converge on her chanting Truth or Dare. Olivia picks Truth and she is asked to reveal Marky's deepest secret. She blurts out that Marky is constantly cheating on Lucas, causing Lucas to storm off with Marky following. Olivia grabs her arm to try and explain herself, but Marky threatens to break her hand before walking away. Later that night, Ronnie is shooting pool at a local bar. He flirts with one girl, who rejects him and walks off. Her face then morphs, and she turns around and asks him Truth or Dare. Ronnie chooses Dare and he's told to expose himself to the entire bar. He stands atop the pool table and gets everyone's attention, but he backs out at the last moment when a girl he knows insults the size of his manhood. Failing to complete the dare, Ronnie's face then morphs and he slips on a pool ball, causing him to fall and break his neck. Meanwhile, Olivia and her friends are at Brad's apartment, where she is trying to describe what happened at the library. Lucas stops by to grab his bag but leaves immediately after. At that point, they begin receiving notifications on their phones, and see the video of Ronnie falling to his death. Lucas walks by an alley and hears a voice asking him to play. Shortly after, he sees the question spray painted onto a wall, and he gets the sensation of Truth or Dare being burned into his forearm. Lucas calls Olivia and tells her that he now believes the game is real. He goes on to say that he picked Truth, and he was asked if he has any feelings for Olivia. Lucas confesses that he thinks about what it would be like to be with her. He says he sometimes imagines what it would be like to be with Olivia, instead of Marky. The group reconvenes at Olivia's house and waits for Marky to get home. They determine the game is following the same order they used at the mission, which means it is Marky's turn. She receives the question via text and chooses dare. She is then dared to follow through on her threat to break Olivia's hand. Olivia retrieves a hammer and places her hand on the counter, but Marky can't do it. She then yells that Marky's dead father is a coward, and Marky slams the hammer down onto her hand. Lucas and Brad take Olivia to the hospital. While waiting, Brad goes to the vending machine where his turn is induced by a deceased patient who suddenly appears behind him. He chooses truth and is forced to come out as gay to his father. His father is accepting of it, and he informs Olivia and Lucas that he took his turn. Tyson is up next, but the group is unable to get a hold of him. Penelope tells them he is at his med school interview, and they rush to find him. The interviewer initiates the game and Tyson chooses truth. She asks him to admit he sells fake prescription orders to students, but Tyson denies it. He becomes possessed and stabs a pen into his eye, then headbutts the wall to drive it in. That night, heartbroken over Tyson's death, Penelope begins drinking heavily. She goes to wash her face and her reflection asks her truth or dare. Penelope picks truth, but she's told that her only option is dare. The group goes outside and finds Penelope standing on the roof. Her dare is to drink the entire bottle of vodka, while pacing the edge of the rooftop. Brad and Marky follow her path with a mattress in case she falls, and Lucas joins her on the roof. Penelope approaches the side of the house which has a wrought iron fence, so Olivia runs to her car and knocks it down. Just as she finishes the bottle, Penelope passes out. The mattress is placed on top of the car, and she lands without any serious injuries. The group begins researching online, hoping to find anything about their situation. They read about Giselle and the incident at the gas station and use social media to contact her. Giselle agrees to speak with them, and they meet at a remote location. Giselle shares that she had also gone to the mission with a group of friends. One of her friends, Sam, was breaking things, which may be related to the curse. Their rule was 2 truths and a dare, which explains why Penelope couldn't choose truth. They ask about Carter, but Giselle doesn't know who that is. She says that all her friends have already died. They then discover that Giselle was dared to kill Olivia. She pulls out a gun to shoot her, but Penelope saves Olivia and takes the bullet. Brad and Lucas restrain Giselle, however, her fate has been decided. Having failed the dare, she becomes possessed and turns the gun on herself. Back at the house, it is Olivia's turn to play. A homeless man, who Olivia often stops to help, grabs her by the neck and initiates the game. He then appears confused as to his whereabouts and runs out of the house. Olivia chooses dare and is forced to sleep with Lucas. Marky is upset with her for picking dare, but Olivia says she did it so they wouldn't have to. Marky storms out of the house and Olivia tells Lucas what her dare is. She also shares that she chose dare because there is a horrible truth that she's terrified the game will expose. Olivia says she would perform any dare rather than reveal it to Marky. The two begin kissing and then move to the bedroom. While on top of Lucas, Olivia becomes possessed and initiates the game. Lucas chooses truth and must reveal who he truly loves. He tells Olivia that he cares about her but admits that he is in love with Marky. Marky is sitting outside a cafe watching her favorite video of her father. The image of his face morphs and initiates the game. Marky chooses truth and he asks why she still keeps the gun that he committed the unthinkable with. Marky says that she sometimes thinks about using it herself. Later that evening, Olivia and Lucas do some more research and find an article on the Rosarito mission, where Carter had taken them to play the game. 50 years ago, there was a massacre at Rosarito, from which only one survivor emerged, a 19-year-old woman named Inez Garcia. Desperate, they travel to Tijuana where Inez now lives with her granddaughter. After appealing to speak to her, 1 hour passes and Inez agrees to see them. However, they're told she has not spoken since the incident and now only communicates through writing. Inez tells them that she was a nun at Rosarito, where she and her sisters were abused by the priest. In order to stop the abuse, a demon called Calyx was summoned. The priest was killed but the demon then remained, leading to many more deaths. The only way to end the curse is for the person who released it to recite an incantation, then cut out their tongue and seal it inside an urn. Inez shows them one of the urns, and Olivia recalls seeing a broken one while at the mission. Inez gives Lucas a copy of the incantation and opens her mouth to reveal that she had been the one who summoned Calyx. Olivia and Lucas stop by Brad's house to share what they've learned. Brad's father asks to speak with him out front. He tells his son that he still loves him and promises to remain supportive. During their conversation, Brad's turn comes up and he is forced to choose dare. He is dared to seize his father's gun, and make him beg for his life. Brad gives his father a hug and grabs his gun. He forces his father to his knees as Lucas and Olivia run down the stairs. Before Brad can convince his father to beg, another officer shoots him from behind, and he dies in his father's arms. Hearing about Brad's death, Marky reunites with Olivia and Lucas at the police station. As they're waiting for the detective, Olivia's turn tolls. She chooses dare, but her dare is to confess her secret to Marky. The night that Marky's father died, Olivia had gotten into a fight with her parents. She went to Marky's house, but she wasn't home. Olivia had a drink with Marky's father, who tried to seduce her. She turned him down and told him that Marky would be better off if he were dead. Marky walks out of the police station just as the detective asks Olivia to come in. The detective tells Olivia that they traced the messages that she had sent to Giselle. He says he needs to know what's going on as everyone keeps dying, and he would like to keep the last 4 of them alive. Olivia asks him what he means by 4, and he says the 3 friends from her group, and Sam. He shows her a photo of Sam, who Olivia thought was Carter. She takes a photo of Sam's address when the detective steps out, and leaves the station to try and find Marky. Olivia returns home and goes upstairs to Marky's room. She finds Marky sitting on the bed, holding her father's gun. Olivia tells her that Sam, who they knew as Carter, is still alive and there's still a chance they can end the game. She convinces Marky to come with them, and the 3 friends follow the police report to Sam's address. They find Sam at home, where he says he has been hiding from the game. He thought that bringing in the others would end it for him, but it only prolonged each round. Olivia tells him about Inez and the plan to return to the mission. Sam says he's not going, so Olivia forces him at gunpoint. The group makes the trip back to the mission and begins setting up for the ritual. Sam is forced to the ground and handed the incantation that Inez wrote out and a knife. Olivia forces Sam to start reciting and the mission begins to tremor. As he continues, Calyx appears in Sam, and forces Lucas to play the game. Lucas is dared to kill either Olivia or Marky, but he has to choose between them. Despite knowing the consequences, he refuses to play. But Calyx possesses him before he can leave. Back inside, Sam is preparing to cut out his tongue and complete the ritual. Before he concludes, Calyx stabs Sam with a knife, then uses it to kill Lucas as well. Now without Sam, and therefore no way to recapture Calyx, Olivia has another plan. She baits Calyx into possessing Marky, then asks him truth or dare. By his own rules you must answer when asked, so Calyx chooses truth and Olivia asks him how they can escape the game alive. Calyx answers that they can't. It won't stop until everyone is dead. Marky and Olivia run out of the mission and return to their car. As they drive away, a video is posted online. The video shows Olivia, outlining the rules of the game and the consequences. She then says she is so sorry, but she has to ask them, truth or dare. As the video gets viewed by friends all over the world, one viewer's face begins to morph. Okay guys, thank you for watching. Please leave a like on the video, and subscribe to see more.